And this whole time, oh, the blitzball game. Oh. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm just doing it all in order. I guess I sort of have a tendency to try and explain and do everything as soon as absolutely possible, when maybe I didn't need to. But the thing is, like, it's just going to be awkward to try and fit it in later. Maybe not that awkward, but still. Alright, so I also like the grass here, by the way. It's really cool. I like the way that it's in the ground. So there's a couple of guys here. This girl says, "Is it true that the ferry is out of service? I hear Sin may be looking in the sea nearby. At this rate, who knows when we'll make it back to Kilika." Oh god, what's going to happen? Sin's going to attack us during the match? I just wish the summoners would end this already. Okay, so we'll move on. And we're getting pretty close now. Pretty close to the cafe where Sir Oren apparently was.
Whoa! This is a pretty big town.
Luca is the second largest city in Spira.
I thought every town was little. You know, like Besaid and Kilika.
Towns don't usually get bigger than that. Because when a lot of people start to gather...
Sin? What about Luca? It's safe here?
It's not any different, but the stadium is here. The Crusaders fight to protect it with all their strength.
They protect the stadium?
Blitzball is really the only entertainment that we have. Spira's a little short on fun these days.
Whoa. Talk about pressure.
That's right. Is Xanarkand like this too?
Well, there are more buildings, all tall ones, and cramped together.
Oh. They must be so tall. Don't you ever get dizzy? Let's go find Sir Oren.
Amazing. Also, did you see Kamari just sneakily there in the background? Pretty cool. And actually, if you look at our party... Oh, no, never mind. Everyone's still in the party. Never mind. So, yeah, let's have some chat with some other guys. You'll have to excuse my child. I've never seen her quite so lively. Kids will be kids, I suppose. Oh, it's because she's got a balloon. You never give a kid a balloon unless you're sure to get them hyper. I got a red balloon. Bet you want one too. No, I'm all right, thanks. This person here, oh, here we go, says give them a balloon and they're happy campers. Happy campers. That, to me, by the way, happy campers, is like the most American thing you can ever say. I don't think anyone on the planet ever says that unless they're like in the States and maybe even specific regions of the States. Kids are so innocent and easy to please. This guy here is called Jamal. He is a fantastic goalie. We will be coming back to him later. So, then there's a couple of guys around here who we can have a quick chat with. There must be 100 people in red out there. How am I supposed to remember them all? We've been up all night preparing for the tournament, so I'm exhausted. Oren? Yeah, I know him. He was a guardian for Lord Braska, right? Hell yeah, he was. Have you seen him? Apparently he's not going to respond. So there's some guys over here looking like they're doing some kind of interview. This looks like the commentary box, I would guess, for Blitzball, but it's weird to me that it's all the way over here. I mean, in my mind, that's always been just the automatic assumption I've had, that these are just people having interviews and talking about the game, maybe providing live commentary. But why to be here instead of, you know, actually at Blitzball? So anyway, there's kind of a funny little trick here that they do, which I can talk about just after we've chatted with these guys. This is actually a vendor. There aren't many merchants. Obviously, Awaka was one. This lady's one too, and she sells some different wares. Not actually as good as what Awaka sells. These are just sort of flat, hey, more damage or defense. Don't really have to worry about them, and I wouldn't actually recommend anyone buy them. There's a Guado lady here. She says, have you seen Maester Seymour? What do you think? He's an absolute dream, isn't he? Oh, he is. He's dreamy with his crazy blue hair. The manager said he's going to the game, so I got stuck looking after the place. It's not fair at all. I wanted to watch the game and cheer on the goes. It's funny, where I was working like last year, oh, come on, a year and a half ago now, there was like some big football matches going on and just everything stopped so that everyone would just watch the game on a giant TV in the like, I wouldn't say it was a cafeteria, but it was like a giant communal area. It's pretty awesome. The opening ceremony is about to start, blah, blah, blah. And finally this guy, who says, I hate it when the cafe is so packed. there is a hidden cutscene that you guys can see, and this is your only opportunity to see it. It's really not that amazing. Many hidden cutscenes honestly aren't. They can't be critical. But if we walk all the way out over here, we're now like in the outskirts of Luca. These are the city limits, right? There's a chest up here, first of all, that we can pick up for ourselves. This is something we could get at a later date, obviously. 1,000 gildo. We can immediately just go put that in Awaka's hands, but don't worry about it.
What you doing here? The tournament's about to start.
I'm looking for someone.
Well, you're looking in the wrong place. There aren't many people here.
Everyone's either at the stadium or watching the game on the Sphere. They love their blitzball.
Aren't you gonna watch?
We'd like to, but we're waiting for some couriers. They're late. Want to ditch the courier and go watch the game?
But we're still on duty. What about the mission, sir?
See what I mean? We might be a little late, but we will go watch you play.
You better be winning when we get there.
Yes, sir.
See, Lucy's a bit more laid back, and I think that's why I like him a bit more.
They're late.
You better be winning when we get there.
And what's going on with this late courier? So there's some stairs up here. These actually lead into the next area, funnily enough. The game just blocks you off, and there's basically like, no, you're not going that way yet. So, and sometimes they resort to that. You know, I think some games get really bogged down in finding excuses for why you can't progress. And I really don't mind. You know, a lot of the time in Final Fantasy X, if you are that kind of player that goes so far out of the way, you're right near the end, they don't have some weird elaborate thing or, you know, a tiny little box in the middle of a road you could clearly climb over and that's their excuse. They just have an invisible wall there. And, you know, I think that's enough. Like, no player's really going to get super offended. Anyway, apparently Sir Auron was in a cafe, written in Spear and script above this door. What does it say? It says cafe. And you can sort of see in there. You can't see anyone there. So, in theory, we should be checking there. But funnily enough, you can't actually enter the cafe. You can only enter this room over here, which is the bar. So we can try and find Sir Auron in the bar, but that isn't actually where we were told he was.
Auron's not here.
Why not talk, Kimari? Not see Yenke for 10 years. Say something. Kimari forget Yenke? Forget Biran?
Leave Kimari, Yankee. Kimari is small, Ranso. Kimari's so small, can't see Yankee and Biran's faces.
Kimari forget Ronso friends? We taught you much at time of Hornmold. Biran taught Kimari to be strong, Ronso.
Maybe taught too much.
Take him on.
Goad him into it. Oh!
Bring it outside. The tournament's starting, you hear?
The game.
Today, on this glorious day, players from all over Spira have assembled here to participate in this great contest of bravery, skill, and strength.
Oh god, okay, maybe we did push our luck. Finally, I'm going to agree with you guys. Maybe we pushed our luck. We should probably go back.
All of these fine teams, equally renowned, deserve to win the cup today. Such is the nature of this contest. Let us, the spectators, play our role accordingly. Let us sing to the glory of the winners and applaud equally the valor of the defeated. Contestants, may heaven be with you.
Oh, here we go. So this is the sphere pool. You might have seen it back in the Xanakin cutscenes. This is actually how it's formed. It's a giant floating sphere of water. Yep, a sphere. Themes. And there's no actual glass there or anything. It's just held by gravity. Gravity magic, I would suppose.
Kamari, Yuna's gone.
Oh, priorities right there. He just got socked and he just went, no, I've got to find Yuna.
Where in Spira have you been?
Huh?
Yuna's been kidnapped by the Al-Bed Sykes. In exchange for her safe return, they want the Aurochs to lose.
What?
If they're only blitzball players, I doubt they'd do anything drastic. But we shouldn't take chances. Let's go get her.
I'm going too. This'll be no problem. They're telling the Aurochs to throw the game, as if they needed to.
Oh!
I mean, how good a team can they be?
Waka said the same thing. He'll take care of the game. We should go get Yuna.
See, I gotta call the game out for a second here. What is that? How do these timelines work? Waka's already in the sphere pool. Like, how is it that Yuna got kidnapped by the Al-Bed Sykes? They managed to transmit that information that they'd successfully kidnapped Yuna to the other Al-Bed Sykes, who then demanded a ransom. Then Waka and Lulu have a chat. Then Waka goes in the sphere pool. Then we see Waka on the sphere pool. And then finally we realise Yuna's gone. Like, the times are just so messed up there. So messed up. But whatever. Also, by the way, for the record, the music in the background here is great, but it's better than the original version. Really, really good stuff.
The Al-Bed boat is in Dock 4. Let's go.
You're the one with a plan, Lulu. Let's do it. Now the music's changed. So, yeah, two guys. Yuna, Waka, neither of them are with us. Waka's playing the game right now. Holy crap, which we should be. Yuna has been kidnapped, apparently. So, let's get a move on. There's more dialogue, would you believe it? Again, shh, everyone went to go see the opening ceremony. Hey, ain't you a blitzballer? What you doing walking around? This guy says, a lady summoner? Sorry, I haven't seen her. Even if she did pass by, I probably wouldn't have noticed. What with that huge crowd and all. Oh dear, we're pretty bad here. Is it true that the ferry's out of service? Those two actually have the same dialogue. It's kind of weird, and they change everyone else. So yeah, a little thing as well, not to be brushed over there. Kamari just met two of his own kind, who apparently knew him, said they haven't met for 10 years. We're hearing 10 years, an awful lot, right? An awful lot. So, we're going to save it here. Just top tip. Top wooden potatoes tip there. I thought I almost had a pun there. Something about potato... Top potato tip or something. Alright, let's go to the docks. The stadium is surrounded by numerous ports laid out in a circular fashion, so it's impossible to get lost. Sure. I'm sure some of these guys have new dialogue beyond just that screen we were already in. Maybe you can even go up to the Sphere Theater and people will say stuff. Owaka! Welcome to Owaka's! Let's lend guild to him. So, what did we do? We did 1,000 and 3,000 and now another 1,000. So, we're at 4,000 gil. No sweat. Even if I've got my maths wrong there, I'm going to finally stop recording at some point. And we'll actually be able to verify that when I stop editing. My cables still haven't come, by the way. I have no idea how many episodes of this I've recorded. But I've still not stopped. So cables are not here. Alright, here we go.
Whoa, what are they?
Ancient machina salvaged by the Albed. They are mostly vulnerable to lightning.
Yes, this is why this sword I've got is so good. Machina are, you fight quite a lot of them, you know, machines of war, really. Not all Machina seems to have been made of machines of war, but a lot of it was. And so the Albed are great at salvaging this stuff. What were they doing when we first met them with Riku? They were salvaging things. Now, not necessarily these are the same Albed, but that's what the Albed are great at. And so whenever they're around, you tend to find stuff like this goes on. So we'll start attacking them with Tidus. Now, it may not look like he did that much damage there, but I promise you it's a substantial amount more than it would have been otherwise. Now, nobody actually has Sensor equipped right now, so I'm actually going to swap Kimahri over to this Hunter Spear, which does have Sensor. And in terms of the turn window, it actually didn't change a damn thing. We still, he still gets to have a go before they next do, so that's fine. Anyway, Lulu, as you can see, can wonderfully one-shot these things. Lulu's an interesting character, in my opinion. She falls off late game. But, I mean, look at how low that damage was. Kimahri just did 66. It's not good. She falls off late game. I really think she does. But early game, my god, there's no matching her. She's fantastic. She really is. She does a lot of damage to a lot of different things. So, yeah, we got some more docks, but we don't have to worry about them. Actually, to tell you the truth, there are people here, and you can talk to them. Easily missed. And they all saw the Machina, and they were just scared in the background. Did you beat them? I was so scared. I couldn't move. Snap, dude. Don't worry. Some of the dock workers just say, oh, it's just Machina, it's no worries. This guy says, when you've sailed the seas of Spear long enough, little surprises you anymore. I guess in reference to the Machina. The Albed of Machina don't scare me, she says. Can't survive the seas of Spear, getting freaked out by that. Which is kind of weird. Like, why would you see a lot of Machina as a sailor? Look, I get the idea that sailors are tough people. But it doesn't mean you're experienced with everything, right? Look how meaty their arms are as well. It's crazy. Look at that. It's so big. So the other thing, obviously, we could do is cheer. Now, you notice Tidus actually gets a turn before anyone else. This is because Tidus is a rather fast character. And he's going to slam into that guy. Kimahri got the evade there. That's pretty nice. And he's just going to deal with that. Lulu will finish this one off. And then hopefully Tidus will get the killing blow over on the original guy. And notice how as they die in these fights, we sort of move in to flank them. There's little movement in the battle system in this game. You know how Kimahri just walked forward? There isn't very much, even though the engine's clearly capable of it. The sequel has the best, absolute best battle system, in my opinion, for almost any Final Fantasy. It's really good, incredibly fluid. Amazing. Positioning is important in the sequel. If you attack someone in from behind, like physically you attack them when they're looking the wrong way, you do more damage. You can chain attacks by getting a rhythm, and there's actual timing involved. So one person attacks and the enemy recoils, and then the next person attacks and they recoil again, and you get these chains. It's amazing. It's so good. It's like this times 100. Anyway, we don't need your help. The warrior monks will guard the maester's vessel just fine. Machina are an unholy abomination. We must destroy them all. So the people of Yevon hate Machina, just throwing it out there. That's why Whackers really, expressed that view many times. If I were 10 years younger, those Machina would be scrap metal, sure. You guys really leave something to be desired for. Are they gone? What are Machina doing here? Albed, my friend. Albed. And so, yeah, there's this idea that people don't really like Albed. And then, these guys, at least, they're being kind of dicks, right? Yeah, so here's another fight. I'm kind of tempted to cheer with Tidus, but the thing is it doesn't drop his turn thing down, so whatever. I must say I'm a little bit disappointed in the damage Kimahri's been doing. However, he's probably slightly weak at the moment because I messed up on his sphere grid already. I messed up when I wanted to get extractability for him, and I couldn't quite get there.
What's up with these guys?
Don't worry, Tidus. We'll deal with him. So there's multiple waves on this one.
The Albed were expecting us.
Another wave, Jesus. I actually stopped talking there. I was just expecting to cut it, but oh no, apparently the fight keeps going on. This is a special one. Multiple waves of Machina, sure. We'll just have Lulu do the same thing. I mean, in longer fights like this, absolutely casting haste on your characters is really nice because it will help them. So there you go. Now that everyone's moved in, we know for a fact that we're going to be okay. And sweet, we actually got the 2-shot that time. That was really good. So a bunch of AP. Lulu's got quite a few. We got an X potion there. I believe that's a rare drop from these guys. X potion, really cool. And actually a Thunder Mover just dropped too. Oh god, how's the game going? How you doing, Whacker?
The Aurochs are keeping the score tied with some excellent defense, folks.
2-2. Not bad.
Oh, he'll feel that one in the morning.
Ah, but the referee doesn't call the foul. Waka's taking a real beating out there.
Huh! Still in there.
He won't last. Waka's always like that.
Ouch.
Oh, she's such a bitch.
Let's go.
God, like, I think she's very reasonable. She's about to say something really asshole-ish soon. Like, really asshole-ish. Most of the time, as I said, I think she's reasonable, but I don't know. So here, look, we got a Thunder Moonber. This is Lightning Strike. The thing with this is, what's the point in equipping on her? She's never really going to be using her main physical attack, just for me to demonstrate stuff. So instead of equipping another Moonber, I'm going to equip the Cactus Scope. This was a weapon we bought back in Kilika, and I specifically bought it so I could demonstrate to you guys one of her other dolls in the game. We're also going to save the game here, because this next bit could get kind of rocky, especially for people who haven't been leveling up that much. Or maybe made some mistakes with Kimahri. I won't say that I've made mistakes with Kimahri, but I will say that Kimahri's not doing too hot right now. So anyway, look, I'm just going to move him across the sphere grid slightly and have him use an ability sphere. Actually, look, I don't even have an ability sphere to learn the ability, extract ability to get more ability spheres. This can happen, but don't worry too much. Alright, so, yeah, let's move Lulu. No, I can't move Lulu because of she's got that. Okay, so we can't really move anyone. Let's just move on, get the cutscene going. Ideally, I would have had extractability back in Kilika. That's where I usually aim for it.
Let's go.
Wait, so Yuna's on the boat? We're doing some, like, crazy action movie style shit here. I love the thought of Lulu making that jump, but they don't show her doing it. Like, with all those belts, like, that's the least mobile outfit I think I've ever seen anyone wear. You see her landing. Okay, maybe a suit of armor is like worse. Oh god.
Hey, we can use this crane.
Alright, so, pretty cool little fight here. This is the Obliterator. Funnily enough, this boss will actually return later in a really weird form, so I'm telling you guys to remember this, so later on I can be like, oh, remember the Obliterator, and it will be able to connect this obscure reference. So, this boss is one of those encounters where you get some special commands you can use while you're fighting him. So there's this crane Tidus wants to use. I will, therefore, let him try and use it, even though this is going to fail.
Come on, move!
It's probably out of power.
So, it's out of power. We need to charge it up. How can we best charge it up? By casting lightning on it. So, in the meantime, I'm going to have Kimahri use Dark Attack on this guy. Maybe it will make him miss a couple of attacks. But this guy is one of the first, I believe, that has a counter ability. But he will only counter people like 1 out of every 3 times. So, you don't have to worry that he's going to counter every time. What a counter is in this game, you see like the turn window? It completely ignores that. So, if I make Lulu attack the boss, he can instantly counter, and he will hit her before Tidus's turn. So that could mean a boss never has a regular turn, but because he keeps countering, he will keep attacking you. You'll see it in an action. So anyway, this guy will counter by blinding people with physical attacks, or he will cast silence on you if you hit him with magic attacks. For now, we're just going to ignore him, and we're going to try and power up this crane, see what Tidus's idea here is on what to do with it. So there you go. As you can see, it actually absorbed it, and it started to turn on. The crane seems to respond. Nice. And so Tidus actually has Lightning Strike, right? So we can totally... Oh, apparently we can't. That really sucks. So only Lulu can target the crane? That sucks. So in the meantime, what we can do is have Tidus buff her with haste, so she gets more goes. And then he can start spamming cheer, which will buff his attacks. Now, Lulu has an ability called Focus, which is like a magic version of Cheer. So, Cheer boosts your physical damage, right? Focus boosts magical ability. However, I haven't unlocked it because of this friggin' ability issue that we've got. So there you go, the crane seems to respond. And so, what this means really is we'll still be able to kill the boss, but we might struggle a little bit going for an overkill. So, I'm probably not going to worry. Here's a new ability that Kimahri's learned, however, I'd love to show you guys. It's called Scan. This is like an advanced version of having sensor on your weapons. Once you scan someone, it treats it as if you had sensor, even though you don't. So you also get a lot more information. Here, look. The Obliterator, you get his full health, you get his strength and his magic damage. You get all of his elemental weaknesses and immunities, resistances. You get all of his status immunities, so he's immune to all this stuff. A lot of it we can't even cast. We can't cast Berserk or Threaten or anything like that right now, so don't worry about those. But then it also gives you information. Speeds up when damaged, vulnerable to lightning, but chucks a mute ball at anyone casting Thunder. Use a nearby object to escape its mighty blitzball rush. Blitzball rush is a really powerful attack where he fires a bazillion blitzballs out at you. However, because we're trying to use the crane, apparently this will prevent that. So we just got to do it in time, which hopefully we can do in time, considering we just gave Lulu haste. And I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like that thing's working now. So let's give it a shot. I love how Titus could just input some codes and all these movements were elaborately done. So maybe he was trying to chuck it off the boat. Didn't quite work, but it lopped the head off of it. Now this boss actually has 6,000 health. I believe it's 6,000 health. Is it more than 6,000 health? Yeah, and look at how much damage we just did. It's only got 300 health left. It's crazy. So we'll cast Thunder on it. I mean, hell. And there you go. That's it. That's it dead. Now, I believe the crane... I don't think you can overkill it with the crane. At least I've never overkilled it with the crane. Maybe it is possible. But yeah, so there you go. No overkill, sadly. No crazy loss, though. I don't think he drops anything particularly amazing. Item-wise, we'll see in a second. And there's Yuna. I like how we don't actually directly fight any Al Bhed. You do kill people in this game. You do fight people, but it takes a long time for it to happen. A long time. Like when shit seriously starts hitting the fan, that's when... those kind of topics are broached. Anyway, he actually dropped an elixir for us. I don't know for sure. Let me check. But that seems to me like it's a rare drop, because that is pretty crazy to get so quickly. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, okay, so the Obliterator will actually drop 1 elixir. If you overkill it, it will drop 2. And on rare occasions, it will drop 2. And if you overkill it, it will give you 4. So it always drops elixirs. It's just the quantity that it drops. So there you go. And we got a metal bangle for Lulu. That boosts her strength isn't really important.
I hope you hurt them.
A little.
She doesn't seem too phased.
What is it?
There were these Al Bhed that saved my life when I first came to Spira. They took me on their ship. They even gave me food. I was kind of hoping that this was the same ship. But it's not.
It still says Salvage Dream Sid on the side, though.
I wonder if they're all gone.
What happened?
Sin came up near us. I made it out okay, but I don't know what happened to their ship.
Was there anyone called Sid on that ship?
I don't know. They were all speaking that Al Bhed language.
I see.
So who's Sid?
He's my uncle, but I've never actually met him.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so that means you're Al Bhed too, Yuna?
On my mother's side, yes. Sid is my mother's brother. He became distant after my mother married. But she told me to seek him out if I ever needed help.
You're worried he was...
Don't tell Wakka about Yuna's lineage. The thing about Wakka, he never had much love for the Al Bhed.
Well, not many do.
I gotta tell Wakka.
I thought I told you not to tell Wakka.
The game!
Oh!
Here's something pretty weird. She like casts a flare of some kind. Like they never really explain what that is. It just happens. I don't know whether that's to get them back to the mainland off of the boat or what, but you know, I don't think it's them teleporting. There's no like teleport magic in the lore of this
30 seconds left. The Aurochs are launching an all-out offensive.
I love how you can see the clock tick up real time here.
It goes through. Oh, he shoots.
It's so good.
Unbelievable. The Aurochs win the match 3-2.
Look, I'm sorry, if you ever do like a sport thing and it's like, oh, we got it 1 second left on the clock, you have to do a real-time timer on there so that people can see. It looks so good.
We won!
We did it! We're in the finals!
Not the most graceful win. If it was Chapu, he'd still be standing.
Hey, aren't you being just a little unfair?
Excuse me?
I know I could never take Chapu's place. You're the one who told Waka that, right, Lulu? And I don't think Waka would ever try to take Chapu's...
You don't want to finish that sentence.
Ooh, kind of weird. But yeah, man, Lulu there. Like, for me, I really warmed to Lulu. I'm like, yeah, you know, I can get behind you. And then she said something like that. I'm like, jeez, okay, that's like the first really out of line thing that I think, you know, I heard her say. But yeah, so we're back on the docks. We won the first game. Funny thing, the Al Bhed psyched. I know I told you guys that the Kilika Beasts, by the very end of the game, the Kilika Beasts are the hardest team. Like, well, they get the players with the best stats. But the truth is, for most people playing Blitzball, the absolute most difficult team by a really long way are the Al Bhed psychs. They're really, 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 really difficult to beat. And Wacker and that lot managed to just deal with them. That said, we have to play in the finals, guys. That is what's coming up, and there is no guarantee I'm going to win this. None at all. We could let everyone down. However, I may have to leave that for next time. A lot of ominous things have been spoken about. We'll see them play out next episode. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying, and hopefully next time I'm down to recording, I've got my new cable and this stupid noise will be gone away. But yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks very much. Have a great evening. I'll see you next time.